And welcome back to another episode of Rants. All right, I think we got a good one today. Today, I decided to use the resource of brightful.me, and there's a blog here. I think it's a blog, or I think it's actually kind of like a blog, but it's more like article based. So it's like a bunch of articles, but it's technically a blog. Yeah, but anyway, I found this site when I was doing schoolwork, and I was like looking up different, when I was working for a research project for my composition class, and it says there are 32 hard questions that will that will force you to think about life. Now, we're not going to do 32, but maybe 10. 10 usually works good. Maybe depending on time, I'll watch the time here so you don't keep you too long. Maybe we'll do like 7 or 8, depends on how long I rant. But here, get you a little bit closer to my face, or so you can hear me. And let's get right on that. Brightful.me. Also, if you guys want to answer any of these yourself, leave it in the comments, too. Perfectly fine. I'll read them. I promise I will read them. Heck, if you even ask me to reply, I'll reply. Let's go. Number 1. Do you feel stuck? I don't know how to answer that question. Let's see. If you are bored and uninspired, you may feel stuck. If you are unhappy with your situation, you may feel stuck. If you are unhappy with the job, you may feel stuck. If every time you turn around, someone is telling you what to do. So do I feel, I think I'm interpreting that right. Do I feel like I'm in a position in my life where I'm in this rut of not being happy and I just can't really fix it? I can't get out of it. No, I don't. I'm busy, very busy. In fact, the very little free time I do have, I record these. So I am very, very, very busy. But you know what? I like it. It makes me feel accomplished. Not in a sense of showing off, but just like I'm actually doing something. I'm not being lazy. I'm preparing for my future. I get to do something. I like it. I like working hard. I really do. I think, I like making money, using some of that money to spend towards my education to better myself, spending some more of that money to have a gym membership and buy good food, because good food, organic food's a little more expensive to invest in my body. I really just see working hard as an investment in yourself, and companies that invest almost all of their money right back into the business do the best. Think about that. And I know that because I'm going to college and for business right now. Yeah. Okay. Number 2, if you could travel back in time to the day you were born, what would you do differently? Nothing. I've made mistakes. I've had successes. I've had a lot of successes. I've had a lot of mistakes. And there are a lot of things that it would be nice. I would be lying if I said I wish there would have been a different way that it panned out. But ultimately, I think if you're not aware of this, hopefully you can become aware of this, is that we are our failures just as much as our successes. In fact, I would argue that you learn more from failing than you do from winning. I've 100% learned way more. And when I say I've learned way more from failure, I mean when I learn from a success and I learn from a failure, I remember that learning from that failure so much more. I've made mistakes, and that's okay. I've learned from them. I am who I am today. And no, I'm not perfect, but I don't wish to be anyone else. I wish to be me. I'm created by God. And hopefully you feel the same. Number 3, are you happy? Yeah, I'm happy. Talking to my peeps. Why wouldn't I be happy? Talking to my peeps. I got a great creator. Like I said, I don't feel stuck. I'm happy. But, sometimes, here it says, sometimes we are so unhappy we don't even realize it. Checking. No, I'm happy. But, I am a firm believer of, some people like to say, your attitude determines your altitude. I don't like that because it's kind of juvenile. I prefer your focus determines your reality. And so I am a big believer in, if I could obviously figure out stuff to complain about. Oh, I have to drive so far for this one thing, and man, there's this one class that I really hate and I have to do. Obviously, I could be unhappy and be stuck and be depressed and be sad. or look back in my life, I guess, or look back to the second question, I could look back at my life and think, oh, if only this were different, or even look at my life now and be envious, or I guess the right word is jealous, and oh man, if only I could have this. But no, I'm going to have the focus on my life that I'm doing the best I can and that I am going to be happy. And that determines my reality. So yeah, I'm happy. And do my hobbies. Try to do disc golf when I can. Try to do instruments, like I said, take care of my body. So I'd say I'm happy. And obviously there's times where I'm not always happy. Sometimes I'm frustrated in a moment, but that's okay. Is there anything about your life that you regret? Yes, absolutely. This reminds me, I went to a friend's birthday party, and this was an older friend's birthday party, and a friend of the family's, and she had said, which not shaming her whatsoever, keeping names out, but she said that she has 0 regrets in life, and her reasoning was, you have to let that stuff go, and I had to respectfully disagree, because in my opinion, you can't not have regrets unless you're just lying to yourself, or unless your definition of regrets is different. If your definition is something that you wouldn't change, then I guess I don't have any regrets. But in my definition, or what I consider, in my opinion, a regret is something that you wish would have gone differently, which absolutely, there are many things in my life that I wish would have gone differently. There are certain interactions with people I wish I would have handled differently. There are times I lost my cool that I wish I hadn't lost my cool. There were times I said something stupid that I didn't realize I said something stupid that I wish I hadn't. There were times, I've always thus far gotten pretty good grades, but obviously there were times where, man, if I could have just gotten better on this test, or I made some silly, stupid mistake. Yeah, obviously there are things I'd want to change, and I feel like that's for everyone. And once again, that's how you learn. All right. Also, if you guys have any additional questions, like you want me to elaborate on it more, I can do that next episode. Just comment. What do you have to do to make your life complete? Okay, so the little questions that it puts here is like, do you have to finish school? Do you have to find the right person to marry? Do you have to get a job? Do you have to have kids? Do you have to buy a house? Humans are made to worship. That's how we are. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm not talking worship the Lord, although you should worship the Lord. I'm simply meaning that humans are almost designed, yes, we are designed, that there's something you're going to idolize. Whether it be your partners, a hobby, a sport. I see this very common with like basketball players or football players. Maybe making money. Some people it's making money. Some people it's just their job in general. Like I know 1 or 2 people like that. Like I know one guy. He's a mechanic, and that's all he talks about. That's all he does, which is it's fine. But I really do believe that to really fully, there's always that thing that's missing. You could always have those people that are living it up in Vegas and getting all what they want. I'm not going to be graphic here. And they're still sad. Because in my opinion, and less my opinion and more just kind of how it is look at, I know I'm about to bring up the Bible, but look at the end of Ecclesiastes. It says, or Solomon says that the meaning of life is to praise the Lord and to keep his commandments. That's how I stay complete. And obviously I have flesh on, I shouldn't have said, I know some people don't like that word. Flesh. Okay, fine, I'll stop. Moist. Okay, fine, I'll actually cut it out this time. I'll actually cut it out, but there's, did I lose my train of thought? Did I lose my train? Do. Why am I so random? I don't even know. Oh, yes. You can try other things, but they won't fulfill you as much. And obviously, I know we're human. We're going to make a mistake, and we're never going to be 100% complete on this earth. But you want to get close to being complete? Worship the Lord. Keep his commandments. Do you feel like you're on a merry-go-round? Are you spinning your wheels going nowhere? I feel like that's the same as the first question. Nope, not stuck. I'm good. Are you living for the future or the past? I'm living for the Lord. But I guess to specifically answer that question, if I had to pick one or the other, I guess I'm living for the future. Because I'm investing in my body for the future. I'm not stuck in the past. But also, I think there's times when it's okay to live for the now in the sense of, I'll have a soda. I'll go get, fast food is not the greatest, but you know what? I'll go have this Chick-fil-A sandwich. But ultimately, I'm for the future. I am for being with my Creator in heaven. If you guys can't tell, I'm heavily a Jesus follower. And then let's make this the last one. Have you ever found yourself in the wrong place at the right time? Absolutely. I have definitely found myself in situations that I didn't want to be, and it turned out that if I hadn't been there, it would have gone really poorly. I'm not going to get into detail with that one because that one's slightly morbid and depressing. And we're going to be happy. But yeah, there were 100% times where I really did not want to be in those circumstances. But looking back, that was good for me, or it was good for somebody else. Definitely. All right. That wraps up today's episode. And I'm trying to think of a new way to outro. I don't know. Catch you on the flip side. But that doesn't work. I guess I'll just keep what I'm doing. See ya on the next one.